Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope everyone is having a great day today. Glad to have y'all here. So we got ourselves some more information on the upcoming severe weather, my friends, as we are going to be watching out there for severe weather, actually starting tomorrow regarding things here. But anyways, before we go ahead and get on into it, let's go ahead and see who we got here for today. First of all, let me go ahead and pause this here. Let's see who we got here for today. We got ourselves, let's see, Scott, we have Mark, we have Lucy, we have Crystal, we have Brooklyn, we got ourselves Tiffany, got Mazio, we have Clint, let's see here, we have C-Dot, let's see, Brandy, let's see, Cara, Brent, Max, let's see, SK, I'll call you, Brandy, Cassandra. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, glad to have y'all here. So, we're going to go ahead and jump right on into it. So, tomorrow is the beginning of severe weather threats. We do have ourselves a level 1 threat tomorrow. There's a possibility out there that we could see a few potential strong to severe thunderstorms out there. The good news is that there's no tornado threat tomorrow, which is good. Storms should be mostly elevated, you know, really isn't too much of a big deal regarding tornadoes, so that's good news. Hail, on the other hand, though, it's a possibility. Same thing for wind. So winds, you know, could be up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We could see the possibility of hail, maybe up to quarter size, being a possibility. But like I said, tornadoes is not a really a concern here. Now, tomorrow's threat will be across like northeastern Oklahoma, out there towards like Tulsa area, portions out there towards like eastern Kansas, including like Longton, Pittsburgh, Kansas City included here, out there, you know, between Kansas and obviously Missouri, which does lead me over here to Missouri. On the west central side, we have ourselves a level 1 threat overall. Now, the light green, you might be wondering what this is. This is our thunderstorm threat. There's a possibility for a few thunderstorms that could occur, possibly even in areas like Illinois, maybe Iowa, southern Wisconsin, and maybe even portions up there like northwestern Indiana. You know, a couple thunderstorms, a few booms of thunder, you know, is not really ruled out. It's a possibility. But yeah, so that is kind of what we're looking out there for tomorrow. Now, we work our way over here to day 3. There's no breakdown quite yet, you know, regarding day 3. So obviously day 3 would be, well, today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, of course Wednesday would be day 3. So for Wednesday, we do have a big marginal risk out there for severe weather. We're not, like I said, we don't have a breakdown quite yet. But I was reading from the SPC, and I was also looking at the models and stuff like that. It looks like all hazards will be a possibility for Wednesday as well. See, Thursday seems like a hail and damaging wind day, but I do think tornadoes will also be a potential possibility. Mainly a hail and wind thing, but, you know, a couple tornadoes also are, I think, possible Thursday. But yeah, regarding Wednesday here, that is what we are seeing out there. So all the way from northeastern Texas, going through Oklahoma, including Tulsa, portions of eastern Kansas, southeastern Nebraska, including Lincoln, Obviously, we have ourselves Nebraska City, almost there towards Omaha, and southern portions out there towards Iowa is included. Let's see, you're driving to Dallas tomorrow night? Wow. All right, be safe out there, man. Yeah, you're all over the place. Dude, didn't you just get back from, like, a bit of the southeast? I mean, further west, I should say. Like, didn't you go to Mississippi or something like that not too long ago? Wow, that's a lot of traveling, my friend. Let's see. Read time to watch Twister. Not bad. I haven't seen that movie in a while. It's been a hot minute. St. Louis is not at risk. Here for tomorrow or the day after. As you can see, even for Wednesday, we do have a thunderstorm threat yet again for portions out there towards like the Ohio Valley, but St. Louis itself is not at risk. But then that leads us over here to day 4, which is Thursday. Now Thursday, as of now, is like the big day. The heaviest of the severe weather will likely occur, Thursday, probably late Thursday, in which this does include portions in like central, northeastern Texas, also like southeastern Oklahoma, portions out there towards like western, Arkansas included, and even northwestern Louisiana is in that level, equivalent to a level 2 threat, which is equivalent to a slight risk. But right now it's a 15% risk probability. Once again, there's no breakdowns quite yet for Thursday, but like I said, it's a pretty decent risk out there regarding the potential for severe weather. Now remember, this is Thursday. Now tomorrow we'll get an official outlook. We'll get an official categorical outlook here tomorrow. As well as tomorrow, we're going to learn more about day 3. This will be for Wednesday. We'll know a lot more about the breakdown for Wednesday later on tomorrow. So. Or early tomorrow morning, I should say. We'll learn more about that, but at that point I won't be live and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so like I said, next couple of days of severe weather does seem to be a bit of a concern here. We'll definitely be looking out there for that. Is there any severe weather for Tulsa on Thursday? Thursday, okay, so you're near the risk. Tulsa is in, the surrounding area of the risk. Now, it's certainly a possibility that we could get a few strong storms out there. I still need to watch it on the models. Actually, we'll hop over to models real quickly. I still need to look at the models and obviously see what's going on out there because there is a lot of things that, could still change. I mean, even this close to the event. Let's go and hop to 21 Zulu. We'll go ahead and bring this up. Well, this thing's not want to load here. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring up like the NAM model for Thursday, and we'll see what's going on out there. So Thursday, there's Wednesday, and then Thursday. So, wow, look at that. Man. I'd say it's possible that we could get some strong to potentially severe storms out that way, but it looks like most of it's going to be available out there towards like southeastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas. Wow. Dude, models, wow, 3,000 joules per kilogram of mixed layer instability. Dude, the models have had a serious uptrend here. Wow, dude, that's a lot of instability. 3,000 joules per kilogram. See, our lower level winds, about 30 knots. Meh, nothing too wild. Wow, but we do have a lot of energy, though. Let's grab a sounding towards Dallas. Now, this is for late Thursday. This would be 7 p.m. for Thursday in the Central Time Zone. Okay, let's see here. So, obviously, yeah, a lot of instability, especially in our mid-atmosphere. I don't like the hodograph or the wind shear, per se. I don't think there would be, like, a huge tornado threat with this, considering we have, like, low SRHs, and, that's a really funky hodograph there. So... out of this sounding, I would say that hail and winds are kind of the main concern, which, that does seem to be like the highest probability, is large hail and damaging winds come Thursday. But that is, yeah, that seems to be the biggest threat. Now, if you look at the instability here, if I work up to the Midwest, you can actually see that some of that unstable air does work its way up here to eastern Iowa as well. Maybe even like western Illinois. Let me grab a sounding out there towards eastern Iowa. Now, this is one model, of course, take this with a grain of salt, but... this is one run. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so we do have a bit of an inversion here. Storms will have a bit of a tough time developing out in this region. So we'll see if that happens. But the wind shear, I mean, honestly, that looks a lot better than it did down south. Yeah, we have a lot of strong winds in our mid-atmosphere here. Pretty strong lower level winds too. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that. Let's keep an eye on that. Let's see if storms will fire. Let's try like Western Illinois here. Yeah, because the higher north you go, the stronger the winds are. The stronger the wind shear is. Yeah, you can see the winds are a lot better to support some tornadoes. You know, that veering wind shear in our lower atmosphere. You can see how, you know, we have northerlies at our surface, and then we changed almost directly to the northeast as we go up a couple thousand feet or so. But wow, dude, yeah, that's pretty nifty. But yeah, there is a pretty decent. I mean, there's a little bit of a warm layer in our lower atmosphere, which, like I said, storms getting off here, starting off here, I think would be a little bit hard. But if they get going, man, they'll continue to rise until about like 10 kilometers or so up in this atmosphere. Yeah, but a lot stronger wind shear up in this area. Let's see what the winds are. Lower level jet here. Wow. Okay, so we have our cyclone that's located up in Iowa at this point. Remember, this is 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we got like a 30, 40 knot lower level jet here. Once again, this is Thursday, you guys. Let's see here. Wow, that's interesting. We'll definitely need to watch that. Let me see if the precipitation, if there's any like storms that fire there. Yeah, obviously mid-range models like this is not the best to look at for like reflectivity per se, but it really doesn't show that initiation kicking off. Like I said, it's going to be kind of hard in that environment for storms to fire off, but if they do, man, I'll tell you what, wow, that's interesting. Let me grab another sounding from, let's see, 06 Zulu. So what would that be? That would be like 1 a.m., I think, 1 a.m. Central Time. Just grab a sounding in that non-capped environment there. We'll go ahead and see there. Nothing for St. Louis, my friend. All right, let's go ahead and remove that. So here's another sounding. Yeah, I mean, we still got a little bit of a cap in our lower atmosphere, but, you know, if storms can fire here, I mean, given this environment, it's a lot better wind shear-wise. So the further north we can get these storms firing, the more potentially severe they could be, you know, because, I mean, we have our heaviest instability down in the south here, you know, towards, like, Texas and all, but our highest winds are up further north, closer to that cyclone. And there's kind of like a mixing zone, you know, like a mixing zone to how much instability we have for how much winds, how much wind shear we have. So, but yeah, no, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of instability. Let's see what the other models have to say, like GFS here. I mean, even GFS does show a good amount of instability. Look at that. Well, so for GFS showing over 2,000 joules per kilogram, that's pretty interesting. Let's see. Also up north here. It also shows it's like flat. You'll see that. That's weird. But there is instability out there. Even on GFS shows a pretty good supply of unstable air towards, like, you know, Illinois and Missouri even. Yeah, that's what I was saying, y'all. You know, we need to watch out here for Thursday because, you know, Thursday threat could be widespread. I mean, it could extend up further north here. Like I said, the current threat that we have for Thursday from the Storm Prediction Center is mostly there towards like Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and, you know, Oklahoma and stuff like that. So it's definitely interesting. Let's see here. A friend of mine who drives a truck will be in Iowa Wednesday and Thursday. Gotcha. So it looks like Thursday. I mean, maybe according to models. Like I said, models do show a little bit of instability out there towards Iowa. Yeah, the NAM really shows a lot out there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the models keep that up. Let me hop back a run too. We'll go back to the 12 Zulu. Wow. Okay, so it's been consistent on at least the last 2 or so runs. Let's try the one before that. Okay, yeah, so it's not that it's not showing instability out there. It's just that it's the end of the model run here. So. Yeah, the latest model runs, last 2 NAMs support a pretty good amount of instability out there. This is definitely a very unique setup, very unique, which is, yeah, definitely interesting. Let's see here. When will the next SPC outlook or update come out for Thursday? Sometime tomorrow morning. But yeah, we won't be able to figure that out until tomorrow on the stream anyway. So, but there's no breakdown. There won't be any breakdown tomorrow, even for Thursday. That will come out Wednesday yeah, Wednesday is when we'll know the exact probabilities for the severe weather event here. But anyways, but yeah, at the end of the day, y'all, I mean, I think it's, if we can get some things going, yeah, we guess we got a pretty nice, our dew points here are actually in the lower 60s, which is, pretty good for storms. Actually, you can see that that low pressure system there. Yeah, no, this is, yeah, it's definitely a very interesting setup here overall. Let's see. I'm doing good, Haley. Doing all right. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Absolutely. Mrs. So I probably need to watch out. Did you say Iowa? Wait. Hold on. Oh, I forgot where you're at. How likely is a slight risk? Well, I mean, right now it's already equivalent to a slight risk. Like I said, a slight risk is a 15% chance probability of severe weather. And right now we have ourselves a 15% risk out there for severe weather. So this does include like Texas, southeast Oklahoma, western Arkansas, and like northwest Louisiana. So there already is, there already is a like I said, there's already a slight risk out there, so equivalent per se. But we'll see we'll see if it holds up or not. Which I think it will. I mean, given the fact that what the model's been talking about here, it's like, it's pretty interesting. Let me dive back to the models. I mean, we have a lot of deep moisture, really heavy amount of moisture in our, at the surface here. Kind of see that frontal boundary there. Yeah, a lot of moisture available, so that's good. That's good for these storms. And like I said, instability-wise, like, basically the thunderstorm juice, we'll call it. The most of the thunderstorm juice is out there, like in the Texas, southeast Oklahoma. I mean, literally the areas that's at risk here the most. But, when it comes to the day of, guys, I have a feeling, like I said, models keep up with this. We might even have severe weather as high north as like Iowa and Illinois. Once again, that's still a subject to change, but I mean, given the last two, NAM runs and GFS also showing a decent amount of instability, over 1,500 joules per kilogram. Yeah, that's a pretty good environment regarding instability. So we'll keep an eye on it. What's up, Quentin? Hope you're doing good, man. Crystal, thank you for the $1. Appreciate it. Let's see here. What's up, Mike? Hope you're doing good, man. See, Arkansas looks prime for tornadoes Thursday night and a Friday morning. So yeah, the main threat is gonna, at the end of the day, is probably going to be winds and hail. Our wind shear, like I said, we have a pretty weak lower level jet out in that area. Both NAM and the GFS do show that. So this is for late Thursday essentially. Let's see, we go into Friday. So right around 0 Zulu or so. Let me grab a sounding northwestern Arkansas. We'll just go ahead and look and see what we got going on there, just for a sounding wise. So, yeah, so storms should fire given this environment here. But like I said, our lower atmosphere, there is some pretty weak winds, which will, I think really limit the, tornado probability. Storm helicity, rotating updraft basically potential here is honestly really low. I mean, our hodograph even shows mostly a linear type of wind pattern. I don't see, at least in this sounding, I don't see tornadoes being a big problem. Mostly just hail and I think damaging winds could be the threats here. In which even the Storm Prediction Center, they mentioned that as that's like the biggest threat overall. What's up, Christy? Thank you so much for the $2. Appreciate it. Saying thank you to the public safety workers. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate that very, very much. You absolutely rock, my friend. Thanks so much. But yeah, so once again, a lot of the heaviest instability here come Thursday. We'll be out there towards Texas. Shows like a lot of instability being out there, like over Dallas, Fort Worth area, which is interesting. Just because I can, I'm just gonna grab a sounding like in some of the heaviest instability here, just for curiosity. I don't like taking cherry pick soundings, but wow, yeah, that's a very unstable atmosphere there. Oh my gosh, dude, this sounding, look at this. Let me go ahead and open this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So this sounding throughout the atmosphere is pulling 3,700 joules per kilogram of instability. If you take this for reference, you can get severe weather happening. I've seen it as around 500 joules per kilogram. You really want it over 1,000. 2,000's pretty spicy, but 3,000 that's pretty heavy instability. But nearly 4,000 joules per kilogram. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy in our atmosphere. So that could support some very strong, very fast-moving updrafts. Some strong vertical velocity because we have an abundance of instability, meaning more faster buoyancy and all that stuff. So yeah, that's wow. That's crazy to look at. I'm not gonna lie. From a weather person's perspective, that's a little on the deep end. Once again, the wind shear, though, that could be a lot better. I mean, our lower-level winds are meh. They're not the best. But our mid-level winds, they're pretty good. Mid-upper-level winds are good. So they should keep the storms relatively, their longevity should be pretty long, because it can keep those, basically your intake and your exhaust away from each other, as I explained. Your updraft and your downdraft, it'll keep it separated for the most part. But yeah, that's definitely interesting. Definitely is interesting here. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, Proxy coming in with a $40 Venmo. Proxy, thank you so much. I appreciate that, saying thanks for the best weather streams on, the best weather channel on YouTube. Keep growing. Thank you, Proxy. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate that very much. Proxy coming in with a $40 Venmo. Holy cow, my friend. Proxy, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You are awesome. We love you, Proxy. Wow, that's really sweet of you. Thank you so much. All right, see you later, Christy. Thanks for joining. What's up, Proxy? Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much, Proxy. That's super sweet of you. That's very nice of you, Proxy. Once again, thank you so much. Will Kansas get hit Wednesday? So Kansas, let's see here. We'll hop back to Wednesday here. We'll go back into models a little bit. So it's going to be late Wednesday if we're going to get any convection because, that cap's going to be broken right around that time. It looks like, honestly, meanwhile, there is instability over Kansas. There's a big cap here. There's a big cap here, which in this case, this is going to help prevent storms from happening personally. Obviously with a strong cap like this in place. So I don't think so. I mean, unless models change. In which, it's very likely that it could change. But as of now, it doesn't, while there is instability in the atmosphere, there is there's a pretty strong cap out there, which will, prevent storms. I'm going to grab a sounding just to kind of show you guys. You'll see the temperatures go like this, and you'll see a warm layer. Something looks like that. Yep, there it is right there. See how we have instability? We got that rising column that rising vertical warm column of air, and it hits the temperature inversion, and it's just going to stop. So storms will not be able to fire in that environment. Of course, there's a lot of actually pretty decent lower level winds there. About 45 knot lower level jet, or is that 35? That's 45. Yeah, 45 knot lower level jet there. But that's in a capped environment. So, like I said, storms. They're probably not going to fire off in that environment overall, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's see our winds here. Yeah, you can see we have pretty strong winds. Our cyclone over Kansas, our strongest lower level winds will be across Kansas, Oklahoma. Let's see here, Missouri given for late Wednesday, actually kind of early Thursday actually. But at this time, the instability will be mostly capped out. Oh, there's a little break there. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to grab a sounding here. This is for actually pretty early. This is 12 Zulu. So that would be, 7 a.m., I think? 7 a.m. Central Time. So we're going to grab one out there towards central Missouri, because why not? Let's see what the NAM has to show us. Where was the instability of 3,700 joules per kilogram? That was out there in Texas, by Dallas. Okay, so yeah, there is still a little bit of a cap there. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a little bit of a cap there. Storms would have a hard time forming here, but wind shear wise, not bad. So the good news is it seems like where you have the instability for the most part, it seems like, for the most part here it is, let's see here. It seems like overall it is, relatively, the wind shear is weaker in the areas of higher instability overall. So it seems like that's a possibility. Oh my gosh, Christy! Holy cow! Oh my gosh. Christy coming in with a $100 super chat. Are you kidding me? Dude, there is no way. Christy, oh my god. What? Hold on a minute. I gotta heart this one. Wow. Dude, Christy. Thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to me. Wow. Christy, you rock, my friend. Thank you so much. See, I don't think you understood that I meant that you were a public safety worker, Andrew. Well, I mean, I try to help out as much as I can, Christy. But wow, seriously, Christy, you really did not have to do that. That is, wow, that's a big donation. Like, holy cow. Christy, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. You really helped me out a lot, and I appreciate you so much for that. So thanks again, Christy. Wow, that is unbelievable. Which I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's definitely much appreciated. You blew me away there. I can't even believe it. So, once again, Christy, thank you so much for that. That is super generous and very sweet of you. I appreciate that so much. All right, so we're gonna hop back to the models, dude. I'm blown away, man. I'm blown away. Between Proxy and Christy tonight, wow, you guys, thank you so much, y'all. Much love to you guys. So like I was saying here, it seems like, so Thursday, late Thursday, that's where we're going to have like a really high abundance of instability. The models here is, like I said, there's a lot of energy available in our atmosphere here throughout portions of like Texas. What's a little interesting is that it has like a really heavy pool of instability over, like I said, Dallas, Fort Worth area overall here. We're seeing about, 3,000 joules per kilogram of instability, throughout mixed layer. Like, this is throughout the atmosphere, like energy. There is a lot of instability here, which is interesting. If we look at our lower level winds, though, for this time period, luckily, the strongest winds are going to be further south of that heavy instability, so that's good news. If our stronger winds were over that area of instability, that'd be a little bit more of a concern. But luckily, it's not too much of a concern. There is, like I said, the winds here is, I wouldn't say weak. Well, they're kind of on the weaker side, yes, but they're not like, to the point where no storm would be able to happen. I mean, given this environment, storms would still be able to happen here. We grabbed the sounding from Dallas. I'm going to grab another one here from a different time overall in a different, I think I did Fort Worth before. Here's another sounding overall, and this one, basically, so there's no cap here. There's no, no thunderstorm preventer, we'll call it. So, but our lower level winds are weak for the most part. So I doubt, you can see storm relative helicity. There would be like no tornadic activity. Even though this says tornado here, like I said, you can't go off of that. You need to, actually look at the ingredients here. And just by looking at it, I mean, if we did have a tornado, it would be weak. So that's that. Christy says, I got to run. I know you do, and thank you, Proxy, for all you do. Yeah, but once again, Christy, thank you so much for that. That is unbelievable, and that is super much appreciated. So once again, Christy, thank you so much. Much love to you, and you really did not have to do that, my friend. Appreciate it. Let's see. Do I think Iowa will be in any trouble, especially Des Moines area? Okay, so I don't think we'll get in anything too crazy. Although the models, they do show, what the latest trend is lately. The latest trend does show, mostly for like southeastern Iowa, maybe for late Thursday, we could get some strong to severe storms. And we have a good amount of instability out there in like southeastern Iowa into like Louis, or sorry, did I really just call Illinois, Louisiana? Illinois, not Louisiana. Anyways, but yeah, no, we do have a good amount of instability out here. Also, let's see, stronger winds too. I'm gonna grab a sounding for the southeast side. Remember, this is late Thursday. Let's just see what this environment has to show us here. Yeah, this was one of the more heavier environments here. We do have a little bit of a temperature inversion, but storms should still be able to fire here. I mean, yeah, it's right on the edge. I mean, it's not quite like the parcel, that rising warm air would almost come to a stop, but it looks like, you know, throughout like the convective inhibition values, it should be able to break that. Anyways, but yeah, wind shear, mostly linear throughout the atmosphere, so mostly, you know, flowing in the same direction throughout the entirety of the atmosphere for the most part and all that. So honestly, I mean, yeah, once again, just kind of a damaging wind hail threat kind of thing, I think could be a possibility out there. Yeah, you can really see where that strongest lower level jet is. But at that point, if you look at the instability, it's all capped out for the most part. So it's like, you know, it never really mixes in properly, you know, which, you know, for these big time severe weather events, you want those very strong winds to mix in with that heavy instability. And in this case, I mean, while we do have some instability, or we do have some, you know, wind shear in that high unstable environment, it's nothing like astronomically crazy, but, you know, we'll keep an eye on it overall. What's up, Justin? Hope you're doing good, man. Let's see here. Haley, for you, honestly, it's hard to tell. There is, you know, like I said, there is a window for late Wednesday where there will not be a cap here. Am I looking at 12Z? Oh, I am looking at 12Z. Whoops. Oh, my bad. How did I not catch myself looking at 12 Zulu? Thank you for pointing that out. Seriously, I wouldn't have noticed. But even then, yeah, it still shows the same thing there for like southeastern side. It's all relatively similar. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for pointing that out. I literally I didn't even see that. Yeah, because I was comparing the model runs here a little bit ago here. So let's see here. So if I was to, yeah, so you can kind of see out there by Kansas City, there is an open window for the possibility of, you know, some storms. According to, let's see here, the NAM, and once again, reflectivity on the NAM is not really the best thing to look at to see if storms fire. But it looks like it is possible. I mean, given the environment here, let me just grab a sounding towards Kansas City. I mean, we'll just see what's going on there. We'll catch and see. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah. So while there is instability, there's a bit of a cap for one. So storms that I don't think would form, they would be very hard to form, at least given to this model here. And also our winds, like I was saying, you know, at least in our upper atmosphere, it's not terrible. But, you know, at this point, it really doesn't matter because this is above the thunderstorm. These winds up here are above the thunderstorm, so that's not going to matter too much. It's really these winds that we need to pay attention to. And these winds are about 30 knots throughout the atmosphere, which is not, for storms, that's not very strong. We do have a lot of mid-level instability, though. So say if storms were able to fire off here, it would, you know, it would, you know, be able to fire off. But I doubt it would live very long. I mean, given how on the weaker side the winds are and all that stuff. But just really not the optimal environment overall. However, look at this. Late Wednesday, though. There's another open window for possible instability. Now, remember, like I said, take these models with a grain of salt. You should never, you know, take them to be precise. Wow, okay. Yeah, look at that photograph there. That's quite a hook there. So that's a pretty nasty photograph. Which you can see, yeah, at this point our winds are better. These winds are better here. You know, the winds, there is that veering wind shear pattern there in our lower atmosphere. We go from, you know, our lower level jets around 30 or about 40 knots or so. So that's, yeah, it's okay. That's doable. Storms should be able to fire off in this environment. There is a little bit of a warm layer, but there is still some instability available. So the parcel's still going to be rising, which storms should be able to fire off here. Once again, this is for late, I think, was it late Wednesday? Yeah, late Wednesday. Yeah, Yeah, no, this is a pretty concerning sounding, actually. This is a little interesting. Let's see. D-Cape, you can't see it, but D-Cape's around 600. Yeah, given our lower level winds and our D-Cape values, we could have some like low end damaging wind gusts and stuff like that going on. But hail, I think, could be a big problem, actually. Given we have a pretty dry mid-level atmosphere. Also, when it comes to like the hail growth zone, which is on our isotherms, we'll call them. That's what they're called. So -10 to -30 zone. This is like your hail growth zone, roughly, in this area here. And we do have some pretty decent instability available throughout this environment here. Like I said, the instability is pretty hefty in our mid-atmosphere. Which, I think if we can get things going here, I think hail could, because the higher cape you have, the more, stronger our updrafts, the more larger hail it can support. Yeah, and with those steep lapse rates, we can get some, super cooling going on there. But yeah, no, honestly, hail, damaging winds, that's kind of the thing we got going on there. Looking at the model, and it's showing we could get some supercells in that environment. Possibly. But remember, let's see if that even was there. Yeah. So look at that. So there's a difference. You can see the previous run back to the 12 Zulu. This doesn't show that. This does have the environment more towards like northern Missouri. So that just goes to show you that you should not take one model 100% seriously. But just kind of take it with a grain of salt here, because obviously at this point there is still changes. There is still uncertainties. We have a new run coming through. It's not done yet, but yeah, so like I said, there is still a lot of uncertainties and stuff like that going on here overall, but we're going to have to watch out, I think, for late Thursday, because like I said, we have a relatively broken cap here. In theory, storms should be able to fire here, although the NAM doesn't really show much storms, on that area there. Obviously, GFS is a terrible model to look at for this. So we'll just have to wait a bit, and we'll just have to see whenever those short range like the HRRR comes out. Let's see here. So tomorrow we do actually have that little marginal risk I was talking about. Let's go and hop over here real quickly. So for tomorrow we do have a marginal, which is a level 1 severe weather threat. Is it not popping up here? Why is it not popping up? Here, let me just bring y'all over here then. My programs, they're a little glitchy sometimes. Yeah, so there's a marginal level 1 threat here. So this is tomorrow's threat. Once again, no tornadoes. Storms are relatively elevated from what it looks like. Winds and hail, kind of the only concerns here, just winds and hail. And, like I said, tornadoes not a concern, so that's good. But if we hop over here back to the forecast models and stuff like that, this is for tomorrow. So this would be like late Tuesday. So you can actually see we have that cyclone right there. You see that, a bit of rotation. So that's a low pressure system right here. And according to some models, there will be the possibility of some storms firing off here. This model does show some storms actually firing off in southeastern Iowa, actually. Here for like right near midnight, actually. Right near midnight. So at 04 Zulu, that's midnight Eastern. So that'd be 11 p.m. for you guys. So at 11 p.m., maybe a little bit earlier, the HRRR does show some storms firing off here. Let's try NAM. Wow. Holy cow, that's a big different story. Look at that. So so the NAMness, or NAM 3-kilometer model here, this one shows like, wow. That's a big difference. That is a big difference. It just goes to show you how imperfect these models are. So according to the NAM 3K, it shows like a linear line kind of fire off here. Maybe some embedded, I wouldn't call them supercells. Maybe some elevated supercells. Yeah, so there'd still be supercells. But, once again, tornadic concern is minimal. But that's quite an interesting comparison. Both those models are like really different. Let's see, instability, we have a little break out there, so about 1,000 joules per kilogram. Okay, let's try the HRRR here. Wow, totally different environment, totally different. So yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty here. Let's see, helicity. Let me grab a sounding actually. Yeah, let me grab a sounding here. We're just gonna pull one out. Let's see, a little east of Kansas City. Let's see what this shows us. Getting a nice NAM 3K sounding. Yeah, it's gonna be a little interesting to see what this one has to show. If it'll load. All right, so wow. So we do have a. You can see we do have that. You know, that kind of like pirate hook photograph there, but the thing is though, I mean, while this in theory could support some tornadoes, I don't think it'll be too crazy, honestly. Yeah, I mean, even then, like I said, our lower level winds are very weak. I mean, they're weak-ish, I should say. At least in our lower atmosphere, they're about 30 knots, which is, I mean, okay. But our, you know, kind of mid-level winds about 25 knots. That's pretty weak. That's pretty weak. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting sounding though. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't think we'll remain in really much of a tornado threat tomorrow. I mean, it's just going to be like a brief little window of a couple storms. I mean, shoot, like I said, models are still not even sure if it'll or really what mode and where the storms will fire off here. Look at that. That's wow, look at that. So there's your low. Quite the 180 there. Let's see here. So squall line, says Mike. Like I said, that's what the models really don't agree on, is what mode it'll be. Let's see. We can look at more models. We'll do that real quickly. So we'll pull up HRRR here. Yeah, let's load up these models here. There we go. So HRRR didn't show much. NSSL shows a few storms. Yeah, let's actually zoom in a little bit. We'll zoom in towards, let's see, maybe Central Plains. Should work. Yeah, there we go. So HRRR here, you know, has that low pressure system approach, and yeah, it really only shows convection happening out there in southeastern Iowa. As you can see, this is right at like 04 Zulu, so, you know, 11 p.m. or so Central Time. NSSL, this model shows it, you know, obviously more in like northern, northern Missouri. It's kind of like a big cluster of storms. ARW, same thing, but just a little further south overall. FV3, well, this model is pretty nuts. First of all, it shows multiple supercells, which I don't think so. This model, you know, obviously I've seen for several events, this model always shows supercells no matter what your environment you're in. So, you know, to me, this is not concerning. But yeah, also firing up in northern, like Missouri. NAM, the one that we were watching, this one's interesting. It kind of shows a mixture of what the both models have to say. So some convection in southeastern Iowa, and then some convection up in the northern side of Missouri. So yeah, that's really the models. That's what they're saying here. I mean, it's very scattered, as you can see. I mean, the models are very different from one another. There's a lot of uncertainty there. So, you know, given mode and stuff like that here for tomorrow's marginal risk, like I said, it's it's hard to tell, honestly. From what we do know, though, between the models, there should be enough instability to allow these storms to really get going. As we do that break and cap that could potentially be over 1,000, 1,000 joules per kilogram overall. Anyways, well-defined low. It is well-defined. I mean, you can see that on the instability like that. It's pretty crazy. So you have your spiral. Yeah, it's a pretty well-defined low, like you said. Let's see. Has a volcano eruption in Mexico caused any weather effects for the Gulf states? I never even heard about the volcano. Volcanoes, they can influence the weather a bit, but I'm not too sure exactly if this will or not. Because, like I said, I haven't even heard of this volcano per se. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. Do one in southeast Kansas. What a sounding. Okay, let's see here. Well, so there's that. This is for, okay. Looks like we have 2 windows open. Maybe one for like early Thursday. Once again, take this with a grain of salt. This model is different. Okay, I'm on 18 Zulu. Oh, buddy. Yeah, your best chances would probably be late Tuesday. Let me grab a sounding here. Alice's HRRR shows high instability Wednesday evening for Kansas. Wow. Okay, we'll look at that here in a second. All right, so this sounding here, there's a little bit of a cap right in our lower atmosphere here, but there is a varying wind shear pattern here, and we do have a bit of a curvature in our hodograph, which is interesting. I think damaging winds, hail. It may be an isolated tornado, but like I said, I don't think so, honestly. I mean, I don't think that tornadoes is going to be really much of a big threat here for tomorrow, to be honest with you guys. It really ranges in the models, though, because, like I said, the models are all over the place here. I mean, like, for an example, as we just looked at, the models, like HRRR, NAM, show completely different things happening. It's like, oh, man. Yeah, it's kind of hard to really see what's going on with all the models showing different opinions, so we'll just have to wait. Let's look at the HRRR, though. Let's see what the instability you're talking about is. Where was it? HRRR. Alice, what run are you on? Are you on the 18 Zulu, or... And also, what area? Try further south. Yeah, most of the instability I see here is capped out. While there is a good amount of instability available, but like I said, there's a big cap in place which will pretty much prevent these storms from even occurring. Which, if you have a steep cap, if you have like a large temperature inversion, which prevents these storms from happening, if you get these storms as prevented, no matter how much instability you have, it does not matter, because, well, storms can't happen because of how this. Let's see, 0, 0, Zulu. Okay, gotcha. Oh, shoot, I didn't know that one was done. All right, cool. Yeah, I thought that was the one that was still rendering, but I guess not. So this, up there towards the north. Now, with the HRRR, at least on this program, I cannot grab soundings, but it does show that. Let me look at the reflectivity here. Oh, wow, look at that. That's some supercells in Nebraska? For late Wednesday, the new HRRR shows a few supercells developing in like south central Nebraska, maybe portions of Kansas. Oh wait, that's Oklahoma. Let's see, we'll do this one. Wow, look at that. So it's a double low setup here. So we got a little low pressure system there rolling through. Could fire off some convection either in like northern Missouri or like southeastern Iowa. And then we get that secondary low, the main event, which shows a couple supercells out there. That's really interesting, actually. Yeah, for late Thursday. Wish there was a breakdown. Let's see, wrap. Wrap doesn't go as far, does it? Oh, it does. Cool. So we do got some strong winds, pretty, I'd say a decent lower level jet, but instability, yeah, mostly capped out except for Kansas City. I'm just gonna shoot for it. We're gonna grab a sounding here. Yeah, there's a steep cap. So storms would have a really hard time if they would fire off in this environment. But if they do, I mean, the environment itself is, pretty potentially tornadic. Huh. Well, there's really only one thing I can tell you guys. And, we're just going to have to wait another day or so for new models to come in. Because at this point, what I've learned from this, from all this model browsing that we've been doing here for the last little bit, from what I've learned of it, there is a lot of uncertainty, as you guys can tell. The models are all over the place regarding where storms will fire off, how much instability there will be, how strong of winds we'll have. I mean, that's just really a non-known factor, honestly. So, wow. So we'll just keep an eye on it for the next. Oh, I didn't even grab that. We'll watch it for the next couple of days. I mean, we'll keep an eye on it. The way the models do talk, though, is it does look like for late Thursday, Friday, we definitely could have a really solid amount of instability available out there towards like northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, portions of like Arkansas. That is where the greatest probability for severe weather will occur. Given that there's no cap, high environment, high instability environment. Wind shear in our lower atmosphere is meh. Mid-level atmosphere, meh as well. Shear is not too strong, but still we should get some storms developing out there. But mostly winds and hail, I think, is going to be kind of like the concern overall for this event out there. But we'll just watch it. We'll just keep an eye on it, and we'll see. What we'll see with this event here. Let's see here. But yeah, no, we'll just definitely watch this over the next day or so. So tomorrow on the table, I'm going to do a live stream for you guys again. I'll probably do 2 live streams, actually. I'll probably do an afternoon live stream if I can. And I'll do an evening live stream if I can. That way I can, get you guys informed on both the afternoon and the evening models. And we'll just compare what we learn. Like I said, over time, we'll just compare what we learned. That's what you just got to do. So right now, obviously, we really went into some analysis in these models today. And like I said, there's just a lot of uncertainty. Models, as you could tell, are all over the place here. I mean, we hop between HRRR, we hop between RAP, NAM, NAM-NES, NAM3K, and GFS, of course. And like I said, there's just so much uncertainty here. That's just like, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But for now, what I can show you, if this program will even work. So let's see here. Day 4. Oh, it actually works. Wow, that's nice. Okay, so it's day 4 here. And we do have ourselves, this as of now is the biggest threat for severe weather. This is for Thursday, where the models were showing a heavy unstable environment. So as of now, areas out there for the 14th, which is out there towards central northeast Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Arkansas, and northwestern portions here of Louisiana does seem to be kind of in the heavy zone of severe weather. And once again, the models for that time period you can see does show a lot of heavy instability. But like I said, the winds, the lower level winds are not the best, and the mid level winds are as well. But yeah, so that's what's going on, y'all. I mean, that's really what we got. Also, dew points are pretty high up there. It's pretty good moisture in our lower atmosphere, so that'll be pretty good for those storms to get going and stuff like that. And well, we'll just keep an eye on it. Let's see here. Am I going to go live for Kansas Wednesday? More than likely, it just depends on what happens, but maybe. I mean, if there is organized severe weather, and if it does become like severe, if things do start to get pretty nasty on it, then yeah, of course I'll be live for it. Anytime there's like crazy weather going on, I'll be live for it. I mean, typically go live a slight risk or higher, which is a level 2 severe weather threat or higher. Sometimes I'll go live for a marginal level 1 threat if there's a tornado concern. Tomorrow there's a marginal level 1 threat. Just some small hail, just some winds. I'm not planning to go live tomorrow for that event, considering it's supposed to be a low-end event overall. But I will keep an eye on it, obviously. That's just what I do. I love tracking the weather, even on my free time. So I will just keep an eye on it. And if it does look nasty to me, then, well, yeah, I'll go live for you guys to cover that, So I'll determine if it's worthy of going live or not, because, sometimes it's just there's just not enough activity to go on to even live stream. But if it does get to the point where it is severe, then of course, yeah. If it does get pretty crazy, then of course I will go live for you guys to help provide you guys some information and ultimately help keep you safe. That is obviously the main goal here. Yeah, the main goal is to keep you guys weather aware, and prepared. That is the main goal of this channel, is to keep you guys informed and ready to go the time that weather strikes. So, yeah, like I said, we'll be here for y'all. We'll be here for you guys. I definitely do plan on streaming Thursday, though. That is pretty much a given, given the fact that we already have equivalent to a slight risk level 2 threat. Thursday is the big day from what it looks like, but we'll see about Wednesday. I think Wednesday could do something as well. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll see. We'll just have to watch. Okay? Anyways, y'all. But I'm going to head off here for now. Like I said, we're getting right near an hour. So we're just going to roll off here for now. It's getting kind of late anyways, so a lot of you guys have to go to bed and stuff like that, which I get it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, leave a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new. It'd be greatly appreciated. Not only does it help us out, but it also helps keep you updated with the weather and all that fun stuff. But once again, everybody, thanks for joining. Let's see here. Do I think that the northern threat has a better tornado threat? For what day, Alice? I mean, like tomorrow? I don't think there will be much tornadic activity tomorrow. I think it'll probably remain less than 2%. I mean, I would be pretty surprised if they added a 2% risk for that. It does look a little better since yesterday, though. Yesterday it seemed relatively elevated. It seems like the storms are looking a little better now. What the models are showing for tomorrow's event, but there's just so much uncertainty at this point. I don't know what to believe, to be honest with you. Yeah, the models are like I said, we even looked at it. We compared all those models. HRRR showed, what was it, like the storms in southeastern Iowa, none in Missouri. NAM showed a big squall line happening, and then you had like FV3 showing a bunch of supercells. It's like, dude, there's so many different models pulling you in different directions. It's like, okay, we need to wait and see. We need to wait for them to come to an agreement. So tomorrow it should be clear, hopefully, to what we can see. So we'll watch it. I think personally a line would make more sense with this event of storms, but obviously there's no way for sure to tell quite now. So anyways, alrighty. Have I looked at Supercell Composite? I have not. I don't really like looking at Supercell Composite. I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that just like to do it because it's simple to them. But I like to break things down. I like to go in depth with things. I don't like to, just look at Supercell Composite. I know there's YouTubers that specifically just look at that and they're like, yep, there's a threat. That's like the cheap way of doing things. I don't like doing that. I like breaking it down. Like I said, I like, going into depth. I like seeing the layers of the atmosphere and what we're talking with. But anyways, what time am I planning to stream tomorrow? Not too sure yet. Not too sure. We'll figure that out. Just that's why you turn notifications on. That way, whenever we do go live, then of course I'll be there for you guys. Yeah. So whenever we do go live, I'll it'll alert you. It'll let you know, and that way you guys can obviously see when we go live there. Do I think the threat could go into western Indiana? Honestly, I think it's hard to tell. It's definitely hard to tell because there is some open windows you can see on the instability, but that really just depends on what model you look at. I don't know. Maybe late Thursday there could be some. I'll have to get back to you on that. Obviously, as models continue to come to an agreement here. Let's see here. Yeah, like the GFS, which is not really the best model to look at for this, but it shows mostly a capped environment. There's just not really much of a enough information right now because it's just all capped out according. Oh, never mind. It's not all capped out. There you go. Little coin slot there. Oh man, yeah. Let's just wait. We'll wait and see. But if it does get, like I said, if it does get itself, if it does turn nasty, then we'll let you know. We'll let you know about it. See, that's why I watch you. Well, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. We might get clipped in North Mississippi. Honestly, yeah, I do think that the models did show a bit of unstable air out there. Well, with no cap available. Let's see here. You said for where? North Mississippi. Okay, so same thing really applied. So like I said, those vertical lines there, that represents a layer in the atmosphere in which storms will not develop. At least they'll have a really hard time developing if they can. There's an open window late Thursday for like southern Mississippi to be available for thunderstorms, but for northern Mississippi, I don't see much on this model. Let me try. I think wrap is too soon. I don't think. Yeah, the model doesn't go out that far. Yeah, let me try GFS here. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So GFS, which is, like I said, once again, GFS is not really the best model to look at for like instability and stuff, but this model does have that cap breaking near you, up in northern Mississippi. So we'll just have to add it to the list of waiting to see whenever the models come to an agreement here, because, as you can see, I mean, the NAM and stuff like that, the models did not come to an agreement. In this sounding I just grabbed, I mean, yeah, there's definitely a cap available. You can't hardly see it, but there is, a layer in the atmosphere which storms will have a really hard time developing, and if they can even develop is a question. Very weak winds in our lower atmosphere, though. Yeah, there's just a lot that we need to keep it out there for. But yeah, but let's just let this marinate. Like I always say, just let it marinate in time here for the next little bit, because as you can tell, that there's a lot of uncertainty between the models, and it's really good to break those down and to see where there's an agreement and where there's a disagreement. Here's NAM, which this model, yeah, I mean, a lot of the short range models don't even go out here quite yet, so there's still some time for things to change, in which, once again, we'll break this more down tomorrow for you. Tomorrow, in theory, we should have better data. There should be more agreement, hopefully. But yeah, that's really about all I can tell you right now. I mean, it's a waiting game. That's all it is right now. So, but one thing I can tell you is that the models, no, this does not really apply to you. The models out there, like towards northeastern Texas, like I said, the area that we have that risk, that's why there's already a risk from the Storm Prediction Center, is because they're confident on that. The models are already confident on the fact of having a good amount of instability. Even the GFS here does show a good amount of instability for basically late Thursday, into early Friday probably. So, that is one thing that the models do agree on to an extent. That's the GFS model. The NAM shows heavy instability. Low-level winds are... Wow, hold on a minute. That's interesting. Look at this. Hold on. Let me actually just grab a sounding where we have some of those heavy lower-level winds. I'm just curious here at this point. Let's see. That was like, what, like 40 knot lower-level jet there? Okay, so wow, there's definitely a lot of instability there, but the models are kind of wonky. Our winds are very wonky in our lower atmosphere. That's weird. Anyways, but yeah, no, we'll keep an eye on it for the next little bit, y'all. We just approached an hour, so I think we're gonna head off here now, y'all. Get some sleep, get yourself some rest, and like I said, we'll catch y'all tomorrow for another update. I'm trying to go for 2 updates tomorrow, maybe one in the afternoon, one in the evening. No promises though. I'll definitely make the one in the evening, but, we'll see about the afternoon one out there. So, but yeah. Let's see. We'll know more in a few days. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. No problem. Glad to help out, y'all. Anytime. Yeah, just let me know if you have any questions, when I'm streaming next. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and we'll go over it for you. But anyways, well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. I do have to give a big thank you to our donators today. We had some very generous people today donate. I know Christy's no longer here. She had to go off. But huge, I mean, massive shout out to Christy, dude. $100 as a donation. That is wild. In which I am super, super thankful for. We also had Crystal. Christy did donate $2 also before that. So huge shout out goes to Christy. Crystal, thank you so much as well. I appreciate your donation. And of course, Proxy, if you're still here, Prox, thank you so much for the Venmo donation of $40. Like I said, you guys together really help keep this possible. You guys help fund me to, allow me to keep on doing what I do. So I appreciate you guys very much. Like I said, your guys' your donations and stuff like that help me pay for my programs, like my weather software and stuff, because I spend a bit in software per month, in which you guys do help fund that. So I appreciate that very much. That way you guys are, it's getting fed back into the channel so that you guys can, continue to have these updates, continue to have all of this stuff. So your donations really do mean a lot, and they do help me out a ton. So I wanted to say, once again, a big thank you to Christy, Proxy, obviously Crystal. Thank you guys super, super much, as you guys are much appreciated. And even to the non-donators, once again, thank you guys for being here. I mean, you guys just tagging along means everything to me, so thank you. Thank you for being, here and being a, good sport. And, once again, I'm just glad to be here for you guys. Just want to keep you guys prepared. That's the ultimate goal. Keep you guys prepared, aware, and, of course, safe during all these severe weather events and stuff like that. Like I said, we're coming up in spring now. This is whenever we have some big time events start to pop up, and it looks like we're already starting to trend towards that pattern there. So we're getting in the heavy stuff here soon. So we're gonna need to be on extra alert over the next little bit. But all right, my friends. Well, once again, big thank you to Christy, Proxy, and Crystal. Thank you guys once again. Y'all absolutely rock. Much love to you. Thank you to the mods that were being here. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. Who else do we have as our mod? We had Brooklyn, I know. Let's see. Do we have any other mods here? I'm just terrible with keeping up. So if we had any other mods here, thank you for being here, y'all. And thank you to our people for being here. Thank you all, every single one of you, for watching. Appreciate it. And all that stuff. But all right, you guys. You guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. We're going to go ahead and head over here to the ending screen, my friend. And like I said, the stream's going to head off here in about 2 minutes. So whenever I get that going. All right, so the stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. And once again, y'all, once again, don't be afraid. I get that there's a lot of people that's, scared of weather and stuff like that. I used to be the same way. Like I said, there's no reason to freak out. There's still a lot of uncertainty right now. So there's a lot of things we don't know about this event. So we'll keep you posted. It could trend in favor of you. It could trend in the favor of you not getting anything crazy. So that's good news. But we'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, we'll keep you updated and all that stuff. But all right, you guys, once again, big shout out goes to Christy, Proxy, and Crystal. Thank you guys so much for your donations. You guys absolutely rock. And once again, appreciate it very much. But all right, guys, y'all take care. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, and we'll see you guys later on. Peace out, my friends. Much love to you. Have a great day at work and school tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.